Hello and welcome to week 4 of Camp Nanowrimo. It is Monday the 20th of April and I slept in until 6 a.m. today, which after the last week was like a dream. So I slept in until 6 a.m. I lay in bed and read for 2 hours. It was amazing and I feel really good after having that morning off. I needed it. However, unfortunately, I don't think I can take the full day off just because I'm still running behind on my Camp Nanowrimo time target, which is 30 hours of work on my book this month. So I've just finished work and I'm going for a walk, and once I get home then I'll be working on my book again. However, I am a little bit drained from the day. I actually had this project come up today that's not related to work, but needs to be done in the next week, where I need to do a brand book and a 2-month content marketing plan and a marketing campaign and a video storyboard all in the next week, which is a lot even if you're working on it full time. On the side of a full-time job, when I'm also trying to write a book, I'm really not sure how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to go for my project, and it could actually mean I miss my 30-hour goal, but we'll see. And before we go back home, here are some of the really cute little houses along this street. I'm obviously home from my walk and ready to call it a day, but I am behind on my Camp Nanowrimo target, so if I take today off, then I'm going to be further behind, and the more I do that, the less likely I am to catch up. So to recap, my target is 60 minutes of productive time a day, and because today is the 20th of April, I should be up to 1,200 minutes. I am actually up to 1,077 minutes, so that's a little over 2 hours behind, which isn't actually too bad, I don't think. That's actually not as bad as it was last week. Before the weekend, I was about 200 minutes behind, so that's 3 hours and 20 minutes. But on the weekend I did my 60-minute writing session each morning, and then on Saturday I did almost an extra 2 hours of time reading through my book. Yesterday I wanted to do the same thing, but by the time I got around to it I only really had enough steam left for an extra 20 minutes, but still it was 20 minutes over the 60 minutes I was supposed to do, which brings me to today where I'm about 2 hours and 20 minutes behind. The problem is that I only have 10 days left in the month, so if I take more time off, I'm running out of time during which I can catch up on that. And there's only one weekend left in that time as well, so if I'm behind by the end of this coming weekend, I'm probably going to fail camp because I'm not very good at catching up during the week. So that is the reason why, even though I would really like to take today off, I'm not going to take today off. I don't think I'm ready for writing, but brainstorming is still productive time, and I'm at a point in my book where I need to do some more thinking just to figure out what I'm going to write next, because we've gotten to the first meeting, they've had their first conversation, and now we're getting to a stage where Kara's friend and her boyfriend get involved and they act as antagonists, and I really need to figure out who these other people are in order for that to work. So let's do some brainstorming. It has now been an hour, and in that time I did 25 minutes of brainstorming and outlining, and then what happened, which hasn't actually happened in the time that I've been writing on this project, is I was doing my outlining and I got inspired to write a scene. And the reason that's significant is because that's something that happened when I was writing Powerless in NaNoWrimo last year. So I had these sessions where the first thing I do is outline what I was planning to work on that day, and then I would get inspired and excited and have to start writing it. I couldn't just have an outlining session. And that's something I've actually tried to do in this project, and it hasn't worked until now. So I'm really excited about that. And what I wrote wasn't great. I think part of it is because, one, I switched to past tense because we're remembering something and it's a very different feel to the rest of the book. And then I think the other part is that Cecily is supposed to be obsessed with Kara in this book, and I really like the passages about her watching Kara and all of the things she notices. I think they work really well. So to then try and do that with someone else feels a little bit odd, because it's
this isn't Kara. You shouldn't be like feeling this way or thinking this way. And I'm not quite sure how to get into the mindset of feeling that way about someone else without it sounding the same. So that's a little challenge. Having said that though, there is one phrase or one metaphor that I really like in this section, which is, you know, she goes away and it's like the tide rushing out, and when she finds this woman again, like the tide rushes back in. I'm just like, it's a mess, but there are moments that have potential. So all in all, I did 55 minutes. It was 25 minutes of outlining and 30 minutes of writing. In the 30 minutes of writing, I did 624 words. So that brings my spreadsheet total up to 19,322 words. And if I go to the NaNoWrimo website, the total is 18,318, and the reason there's a little bit of a difference is because my spreadsheet goes from the beginning of this project, and I did do 2 writing sessions before April started, so that'll always be a bit higher. So yeah, all in all, I'm still as on track as I was at the beginning of this session. I haven't made up for any lost time though. Good morning. It is coming up to 6:10 on day 2, and I'm making good on my goal to continue with my writing in the morning. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on today, since my plan yesterday was to do the outlining, brainstorming, and then write that today. So I think I'm going to finish writing what I was playing with yesterday, and then maybe do some more scribbling to see what comes out of it. It has been 55 minutes and I've written 1,554 words, and I think that might actually be one of the most efficient writing sessions since I started this project. Oh no. Not even close. But it's been a while since I've written that much in a day. I think I've run into a bit of a problem though, where yesterday a lot of the brainstorming I was doing was trying to figure out the story of her and one of her past conquests. And I have a bit there now, and I'm not sure how to fit it all into the book. Like, I originally planned for there to be a little bit of backstory in the scene where she's going to tend to her captives. And I've got too much there now, and I'm not sure where to put the rest of it, but I like the idea of having it there because it creates context for what happens with the current relationship in the book. Part of me wonders, and this is not a good train of thought because it would mean starting again, but part of me wonders whether I do 2 stories like several years apart. So I have one story from, say, 5 years ago unfolding, and then one in present day unfolding. But that's a very different book to the one I had planned, and one, I have no idea if I could pull it off, but 2, I have no idea like what that means for what I've already written and outlined. Maybe I'll have a play this afternoon with some more brainstorming and outlining to see how that hypothetical book would work in comparison to the one I've been working on.
Hello and happy Saturday. I have not written since Wednesday morning before work, and what's somewhat ironic is that I wrote on Wednesday morning and thought, I won't bother filming this morning. It's okay to take a day off filming. I'll film again tomorrow. And then of course I didn't write again at all this week actually, because it's now Saturday afternoon and I haven't done any writing since then. The reason for that is because, as I mentioned earlier in the week, I have a piece of work that's come in outside of my day job, and it's quite a bit of work that's due tomorrow, and basically something needed to give, and unfortunately it was my book. So I think I'm running about 6 hours behind my Camp Nanowrimo target of 30 hours this month, and I am probably going to fail to meet that goal now, which kind of sucks, but I'm also at the point where I know I have nothing extra to give. I can't give this an extra push to make up for that time because I've spent so much of the last week pushing to get this piece of work done. So in the last week I don't even remember what I did. So I did a brand book, customer segments, that one was short. I made a video, which was interesting because, as you've probably gathered, I'm not the most skilled video editor. And then yesterday and today I've been working on a 2-month content plan and a marketing campaign, and I'm almost done, thankfully.
Drew said he'd help me with some images to help demonstrate what I'm trying to achieve with the marketing campaign later today. So hopefully that means I'll be done tomorrow morning and then I can relax a bit on Sunday. But I just don't think it's possible to catch up on an extra 6 hours or however long it is, plus the remaining hour a day that I need to do until next Thursday. So I'm not sure where that leaves me in terms of weekly writing vlogs. In terms of the project, I am going to continue. I have stalled a little bit, not just because I've stuck the last couple of days, but I feel like now that my 2 characters have met, I'm not really sure what to do next. And even though I have the next few scenes, I have my list of scenes, but the next few scenes involve other characters who we haven't really met yet, so I need to do a lot of thinking about them. So everything's just a little bit stuck at the moment. However, in terms of weekly writing vlogs, so I was doing these for Camp Nanowrimo. Let me know if you'd like me to continue. So I think I'll still do one for week 4, week 5, whatever next week is, even though I'm probably going to fail. The project definitely won't be finished by then. I'm around 19,000 words, I think, now. And I'm expecting this book will be around 80 or 90 when it's done, so there's quite a bit of work to do. So let me know if you'd like more casual weekly writing vlogs like this, or if you'd prefer just check-ins if I happen to do a challenge or try something new like I did last time with my getting up at 6 a.m. every day. So please let me know. Other than that, let me know how your Camp Nano targets are going and whether you think you're going to hit your goal by the 30th. Bye for now.